Hi, I'm C. Josephine Wilkins, and I'm honored to spend this time with you and be your guide. The theme that I want to look at more deeply right now is the theme of your family and the holiday season. I want to just break down 3 tips that I'm hoping will be really helpful for you as you move forward in this time of light and this time of celebration. Number one, what's really important to remember during this time of year, that this is a time of year that is in celebration of spirit, that is in celebration of light, and that is ultimately in its tradition a real time of ritual to recognize and honor the sacred. We can very, very quickly get caught up in consuming more food than we need, consuming more stuff, right? And forget what's at the essence of this time. And before we know it, we can get caught up in the stress and the overwhelm and the blah, 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 instead of remembering the sacredness of this time. So, if you can do anything, I think what can be so important for you is this time of year is to remember the sacredness and the real power of ritual that is around this very, very precious time of year. Number two, when we are interaction with our families during this time of year. So if you're around your family a lot, sometimes the holidays can just create a heightened stuff. If you don't see your family, this is probably when you're going to get together and spend more time than you would with your family. So oftentimes what can happen is we can get overwhelmed because we are in our spiritual practice, we're praying, we're meditating, we're being in nature, we're eating well, we're doing everything in our lives to keep ourselves grounded, and we're expressing ourselves in a new, amazing way of letting the divine work through us. And then we get with our family, and then all of a sudden we're saying, wait a minute, I am acting like my 13-year-old self. Despite all my work, despite all my therapy, despite all my, my spiritual practice, I am back to square one, and I'm doing things that I can't believe I can't believe the words that are coming out of my mouth. I can't believe the actions that I'm partaking in, and the behaviors are no longer serving me. What's going on? What's going on is that there are neural pathways in the brain that have been set, and they have been working in a certain way for a long period of time that actually served you for a while. But now that you're moving in a different direction as you get older and you become more wise and you expand, and this is regardless of any age. If you're 13, you're looking at your 6-year-old self. If you're 65 and you're looking at your 3-year-old self, it doesn't matter. All of those ages vibrationally are within us. And if we are not really conscious, we can have those parts of ourselves that are wounded, that are hurt, that are upset, that are triggered come to the forefront and lead the show. So, number two, what I want to look at here is the rich, ripe opportunity that is during this time of year when we are with our family for the opportunity for healing. That part of yourself that is coming forward, that does not feel listened to, that feels ignored, that is angry and wants to hit your Uncle Bob, that part of you that is in reaction to whatever is going on in the family dynamic is the part of you that needs healing. How do we do this? We move into conversation with this part of ourselves, and I mean literally. So let's say the emotion gets triggered up. You feel overwhelmed with emotion. Best thing to do, take a deep breath, walk around the block, just take a moment and recognize what you are feeling and what part of you can give a name to, you can give an age to it. My 6-year-old self is so upset that again I'm feeling afraid. I'm not feeling protected in this situation, whatever it might be. And then the wiser, sager part of yourself steps in and has a conversation. Okay, how are you feeling? I'm feeling this. Okay, what is the wisdom here that I can partake? I understand that you're feeling really afraid. I understand that you're concerned that you're getting attacked, but you are sager now. You are wiser now. I'm going to protect you. This is a dialogue you have with yourself. I'm going to take care of you. And you begin to allow that part of yourself, which is getting triggered, which is feeling not so positive emotion. You are open up to the blessing that is there, the right, rich opportunity that is available to you to move in communication with that younger part of yourself, to let them know that you are an advocate, that you are stepping up for that part of yourself, like the way that you step up for a lot of people a lot of the time. You can do that with that part of yourself, and through that, then healing can begin. Now, step number 3 respects and honors that we are in a constant state of change. You are changing all the time. And what can become really overwhelming is, let's say, we're doing number one, we're appreciating ritual, we're really enjoying it. Number two, we understand this is a time of healing. We're in communication with that younger part of ourselves. We're open to all the wisdom that our wiser, sager, higher self is leading and guiding us, but we're still getting stuck. Number three honors that we're in a constant state of change and reminds you that you can be in communication with spirit, you can be in communication with the divine, and you can hand it over if you're feeling overwhelmed. And just within yourself, you can get on your knees literally and say, I am feeling so upset and alone and angry and triggered right now. I do not know how to deal with this. I do not. And when you hand it over, and when you open up to letting the divine and letting the spirit that is so powerful, that is a part of your expression as this human being, when you let that begin to run the show, miraculous solutions begin to present themselves. That requires surrender, that requires being open, and that requires just letting the ego just kind of take the back seat and being open to all the ways that you can be available as you open up to being in communication with your inner guidance and your intuition. This can be one of the best holiday seasons of your life. Move into it and move forward with the notion and the expectation that that is possible for you, that there is the opportunity to just celebrate and soak in the ritual of this time of year. There's the opportunity for you to heal those wounds that are with you all the time, that are probably affecting and blocking other things in your life. You can dive into them right now and begin to heal them for yourself. You can stand up for that part of yourself that needs nurturing and attention. And then finally, you can just be open to once again opening up and allowing the divine to show up for you. And however it's going to show up, it might show up in a friend, it might show up in a nap, it might show up in a solution that is so beyond anything you could have ever imagined in the human mortal mind. Those types of things happen when you hand it over and you open up to something that is much more magnificent and glorious. As you remember, you're part of this amazing matrix, this incredibly divinely inspired reality. I hope this helps. I am sending lots of love, and I'm setting the intention that these tips might help you move forward to enjoy, to flourish in, and to receive the best holiday you have ever had yet. Sending lots of love. Namaste.